Hello, good evening. It is Wednesday, the end of September, or very close to. And we're going to do a splits number 2 tonight. I'm doing it late at night because doing the splits or trying to do the splits early in the morning is pretty hard because your body is stiff from being still for 6 to 8 hours. This month, Yoga Flow and Glow is highlighting the active hydration serum for Rodan and Fields. It is a complex of the 3D 3P molecule, a proprietary molecule, as well as 30% glycerin and hyaluronic acid. The combination locks in hydration to the face for 8 hours by 200% for the first application. The reason I'm highlighting it is because if you comment on any of the videos for this month, at the end of the month, I'll be giving one away randomly. So let's begin. You'll notice I'm sitting in a butterfly position. Butterfly is with the bottoms of the feet touching. The knees are out to the side. Now the goal is to open the knees towards the floor. It's difficult to do because the adductors, the muscles that bring your legs towards the midline, have to release. If your knees are way up here, that's okay. Let the knees fall down. You can sit here for as long as you need to, even for up to a couple minutes. Now, there's 5 different adductors that attach from the pelvis into the femur and then cross the knee. So when the knees are bent, you're stretching those shorter adductors. So right here, we're going to bring the chest forward. We're going to keep the spine straight as you fold. Feeling the stretch in the joint of the hips mostly, maybe even in a little bit of the outside of the hips because you're stretching that TFL, the tensor fascia lata. Bringing the chest forward. So if you're rounding your spine, you're going too deep. You need to take hold of the ankles, lift the chest up. I want to keep the spine straight so we don't cause any other disc problems that you might have. As you pull forward, take a deep breath in. Release it down. You can even sit here in this position for longer periods of time, help to open up those shorter adductors. Now we're going to open up the longer adductors on one side, including that adductor magnus, which from its attachments mimics a hamstring muscle. If you've ever had soreness in that area, you know what I mean. Now we're going to take the right hand towards the right heel, the right ankle. Then we're going to rotate the rib cage up. So you're going to reach the left arm up and over, or take the head, lift the elbow open. What we don't want is to fold forward. So if you need to reposition the hand, let your hand slide down as you're able to keep the rib cage lifted. Pulling towards that heel. Take a deep breath in, lift up, and then slowly release. Bringing the right leg in, the left leg out to the corner of the mat to repeat the other side. Slide this leg down. This arm comes up. If you can take the hand behind, open the elbow if your shoulder allows, or just have the hand reach, but you want that rib cage open. If the hand can reach the ankle or the heel, that's fine. If not, reach where you can without rounding forward. Lift up. Deep breath. Slowly release. Now we're going to go into a full frontal split. But I don't mean a full split. All I want to do is stretch those longer adductors. They attach below. Got some company because of some thunder. Sit down, Daisy. They attach below the knee. Sit. You're okay. We're going to roll the hips forward. Keep the knees. She's fine. Keep the knees and the feet facing upward. We have a scared dog here. So what we're going to do is we're going to work within the limits of our scared dog. We're going to roll forward. It's okay, Daisy. We're going to roll forward, keep those knees and feet up. It's okay. Press the chest forward. And you're going to feel this mostly in the inner thighs, the hamstring area possibly. But as soon as you roll those legs inward, you've lost the stretch. So keep lifting the chest, pressing forward. Say hi, Daisy. Hi, Daisy. Good girl. Good girl. Lay down. Lay down. It's okay. Lay down. Good. Now we're going to turn and rotate. So I'm going to have to work within my dog here. So I'm going to change my position to stand just in front of my mat. So So now my feet are together. If you have back pain, you can slightly separate the feet. Keeping in mind that we want to keep the spine straight. Relax the head down. Take the hands around. Come on, Daisy, let's scoot forward. Let's scoot away. We're just going to scoot. We're going to scoot Daisy. There we go. Good girl. So you can see me. Wrap the hands around behind the calves. Now you're going to elongate the spine. Keep the chest on the thighs. As you lift the hips up, you're going to relax the crown of the head towards the floor. So you're trying to straighten the legs here, stretching those hamstrings. Folding forward, breathe. Now we're going to release the hands to the floor. She's fine, I'll come this way. We're going to bring the right foot forward, the left foot back. So our feet are separated a few feet. You're going to press into the floor, lift the chest up. So what I'm doing here is I'm squaring my hips, my right hip back, my left hip forward, keeping my spine straight. So if I'm rounding my spine, you need to use a yoga block or something else to be able to get the spine straight. Take another deep breath. Now from this position, take your left leg, bring it back behind into a low lunge pose. So when we're doing the splits, you not only want to stretch the hamstrings and the adductors, but also the hip flexors. So the hips are square, meaning I'm not letting that left hip roll open. I'm pulling the right hip back, the left hip forward, sinking low. My right knee is staying over my right heel. Sink a little bit lower, pull the belly in, see if you can open up that left hip flexor. And then sit back into another hamstring stretch. So this is called the half splits. Toes pull up, chest presses forward. Notice my spine is nice and flat. So if you're rounding, you're going too deep. You've got to be able to get the chest pressing forward. It's as though you're pulling that heel back towards you. Now you're going to bring that right foot back down, step that left foot back up. One more time. Wrap those palms around. Stretch the crown of the head forward towards the toes. Pull the upper body down, lift the hips up. So you're keeping the belly sealed to the thighs. And then stretch the right foot back into a pyramid pose on this side. So once again, we're squaring those hips. The legs are straight. So if you notice, my kneecaps are lifted. There's a slight wrinkle above my knees. Left hip back, right hip forward. Chest is forward so the spine is straight. And then bring that right knee down for a low lunge on this side. Squaring those hips, the knee is over the heel. Belly is pulled in. Daisy has remained in her spot. Breathe. Good. You're going to open up that right hip. Now sit back into a half split here. Toes pull back, chest presses forward. Now as you sit back, those hips are behind that back knee. So make sure the chest is up. You're going to feel this in the belly of the muscle. If you feel it at the knee or the hip, your alignment is not correct. So make sure you feel it at the belly of the muscle. Now we're going to go into our full splits on the left side first since we're already here. So you begin to walk the hands out. Now you might need yoga blocks on each side, which is perfectly okay. We're going to slide the left heel forward, the right leg back, keeping that right leg nice and straight. Now, I've got a little hazard here with the dog in the way. So don't want to get those hips out of alignment, baby. You got to scoot just a little bit. There we go. Good. So now my left hip's pulling back. My right hip is pressing forward. My chest is up. If you notice, I'm going a little deeper than I could the day before, or a few days before. I've been practicing a little bit. If you can do this, let's say 2 or 3 nights a week, by the Halloween, our deadline, you may not be able to be in the full splits, but you're definitely going to be deeper. Your hips are going to be more open. You may even have less back pain. So chest forward. Get those hips square. So if you feel like that left hip is riding forward, pull it back. Right hip pulls forward, not back. Feel that stretch in the right hip flexor here, the left hamstring. Chest is forward, breathe. Let's do the other side. So pull that left leg back. We're going to switch. Now the right leg comes forward. Slide it forward. Once again, scoot your dog out of the way if you need to. Slide the right heel forward. Keep squaring those hips. So if you notice from this side, I'm not jamming that left hip open. I'm driving it downward. As I push the right heel forward, I'm just going to scoot out of her way. There we go. So I can scoot the leg forward as I pull my right hip back. My left hip goes forward. Now, I'm not looking to go all the way down here. I'm looking to feel it now in the right hamstring and then the left hip flexor. Keep the chest lifted. Now breathe. Good. Now release slowly. You can hold any one of those stretches for a little longer than we did. But to complete it, it's important that you want to go into a full flexion pose at the hips, whether it be puppy dog or child's pose with your head down, arms by your sides, or just hug your puppy dog, but keep those hips in a flex position. Right, Davey? We're going to say namaste.